Most people's opinions are completely useless. There's only a few people. You should have a very select panel of people you get advice from, and you've got to value their opinion based on criteria and rules and just ignore everyone else. And then, of course, underlying all of that is, why are you doing all this stuff in the first place? I think the vast majority of people are doing things for the wrong reasons. They're doing it in some search for significance or acceptance or to be loved, or because their parents thought it would be a good idea, or because they just never even stopped to think about it for 5 seconds. Like this apprentice mechanic that I saw, he started as an apprentice, then became a mechanic, and then by he's 60-something years old, and we had a workshop in our dealership, and the facilitator said, "Why did you choose to be a mechanic? Like, why are you a mechanic?" And he goes, "I don't know. I started as an apprentice, and then here I am. Never even thought about anything." And then he broke down in tears. And it was like literally the first time he ever realized that he actually could have chosen whatever he wants to do. And he's never even gave it a thought. And I think a lot of people are going through life in some kind of zombie stupor. They go home, hit the red wine and watch Neighbours or whatever they watch, and then go to sleep and then do it all again the next day. And they're just not stopping. Stop, think, journal, think about what you want, question it all. And if we've never had such a great opportunity as in the last year or two to question it, I have a lot of friends who will not be going back to work in the office because they've had time at home with their family and they've been able to surf, and they don't want to get on the bus in their suit and go into a little shoebox and do crappy work. And they're really adamant about that. And some of them, and I've actually partnered with one of them. He's my business partner now in his business, and it's great. He's having the best life ever. This is the best transformation I can think of in the most recent times, where he went from office drone for a big bank to having his own business. He makes about 4 times more income. He works about 1/4 of the time. He surfs every day. And his mental state he couldn't be more healthy. He's so happy.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And it's interesting to me. I did a little side project a couple of years ago where I went and just interviewed over 100 people, actually, just asking them the question, what's important to you in your life? And we literally interviewed random people on the streets. We interviewed people at universities. Whenever I traveled anywhere, I would interview people, and we started documenting these interviews. And what we found was 87% of the people we interviewed had never been asked that question in their entire lives and had never really given any thought to it. That's how people live.
Backs up exactly what I was just saying. That's been my intuition. And I feel like a huge part of how I help people when I'm working with them or partnering with them is being that sounding board, asking them, why do you want to do that? Or what is important to you? Or what good could come from that? What bad could come from that? And even if I don't give them the answer, I'm definitely facilitating them finding their own answer. They get clarity and they get confidence from that. That's what I keep hearing over and over again.
And I think it's about giving yourself permission to tune in to what lights you up. And you're really clear, which I really love, actually. You will say when you don't like something, and you will say when you do. And I would love to know what actually at the moment, with what you're doing at the moment, what does light you up?
Surfing is my absolute beacon. I know it sounds crazy, right? But I only started surfing when I was 42. And it's taught me so much. It helped me through challenging situation at the time. It was my therapy. I think saltwater therapy is great. There's a lot of research on it anyway that backs this up, but looking at the ocean, being part of nature is very healthy.